Hello and good morning, beautiful dear soul ones. It is the 8th of June in my time zone, and this is a short energy update. So today the moon is still in Leo, dear Leo, the house connected to the house, the fifth house of amusement, love, pleasure, children, a fire sign. The sun is still in beautiful Gemini, all about communication, air sign, connected to Mercury. And today we have numerology day number 8, connected to the worker and Saturn. Beautiful day to get some things done, to connect with other people, business mergers, financial returns, whatsoever. Accomplishing difficult things within our work or service area, really. So today we may notice we have a little bit more energy than the last 3 days. For those of you who were sensitive to it, the last 3 days there were some massive energy waves coming through. I definitely felt it a lot. And was really being present and not doing much during those days, just getting a lot of rest. And for me personally, it was extra heightened because I am pregnant. I'm about 7 months pregnant now, and so yeah, there's a lot of hormonal changes going on in my body, so I'm extra sensitive, extra emotional. And when these energy waves are coming through, it is affecting the collective consciousness, whether they are conscious or unconscious of it. And I am very sensitive to feeling other people's emotions and the collective consciousness emotions and what's going on there. And then with my pregnancy hormonal states, it is extra heightened. And of course yesterday was connected to numerology day number 7, which is also connected to Neptune. And Neptune is very sensitive as well, intuitive, but also very sensitive and compassionate. So that was also adding to the air. Yeah. So a message I wanted to come through today is also a little bit of an outlook. We do have in July the eclipse seasons coming up. An eclipse season is always testing and beautiful and very revealing and flinging us forward, leaps forward. And this particular eclipse season is also very, very special and heightened. As we said, these next 2 months, we're all kind of working towards the eclipses, and then the end of July, August transition will be going through as we move into the next Mayan galactic year, but also going through the Sirius portal in August. So lots of beautiful things are changing very rapidly within the collective, within us all, and it's exciting. And the changes that are happening are very internal. So it's internal within me as a person, as the collective consciousness, but also other people. And we don't always see the change that is going on within the spirit and the soul level of another person. We cannot always perceive that. Some people have the ability to easily perceive that. So sometimes we cannot really see all the change that is happening, but there is so much change happening within the way we perceive ourselves, our fellow man, Mother Earth, and everything that's happening around us in the ascension process. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful, exciting time as people are opening up their consciousness and their awareness to more. And when we open up our consciousness and awareness to more, it can be very enlightening, but there can also be moments of confusion because it can be very overwhelming, all this new information. and where do we put it and how do we give it a place, right? And it takes us a moment to process new information sometimes. When we become sensitive to more people's feelings and emotions, you know, it can be very overwhelming, and we may want to shut it all off until we get used to it and we give it a place and we balance that out, and then it doesn't affect us as much because we've fully understood it. So as we're opening up different abilities and understandings of the universe, of ourselves, there can be these moments of uncomfort until we properly just take the time to analyze it, to make it our own, to understand it. And that takes a moment. So having a lot of love and compassion in that experience during those moments. Especially a lot of people are opening up even deeper now with with more abilities, especially telepathy, especially like going out in crowds. It can be too much to go out in public or in the crowd or into the city center or into shopping malls or into the store and all of these things. We're extra sensitive and it's extra overwhelming. But know that that's just initially as these new abilities and your sensitivity is being fine-tuned. And as you're getting attuned to these new abilities, your sensitivity will, or you will kind of get used to the sensitivity and how to navigate that in a better way. So you will be able to comfortably walk into a store and into public places again. And while we're going through this transition, it is very fruitful to use our tools. You know, we can use crystals or intentional protection, meditation protection, putting up our energetic light bodies or enhancing our electromagnetic field before we go into such public spaces. Making sure we close our third eye and our crown chakra, so we're not just absorbing everybody's information when we don't need to, right? So there's many little things we can do, many tools we can use to facilitate those times as we're in the transitional phase. Yes. So I want to share an example. About a month ago, there was a very sensitive time going through, and you know, I was taking a lot of rest during that time, and I connect to all the people that I know. I can easily feel them constantly in their thoughts all the time, as well as the collective and people in my vicinity. And animals and trees in my vicinity. So usually it's at bay and it's not, you know, I'm used to it. But during that time I was extra weak, extra sleeping, and I was just, you know, receiving everybody's stuff, and everyone was going through their own stories, and it was really overwhelming for me, so overwhelming. I had nearly decided, I was contemplating and asking myself, should I close down my sensitivity? Should I close it down? I don't want to feel all of this pain. I don't want to feel the pig across the road that's feeling horrible and about to get slaughtered, and I'm crying and bawling and all of these things. It was too much. It was like imagining like being in darkness for a month and then a bright light. It was like, oof. And after the peak of that fell through, I realized I don't want to exchange my sensitivity for anything in the world. You know, it connects me to my higher realms and my higher sources, and I'm so appreciative of it, and it's what helps me do my work. And that was just like a small little period that it was, you know, I was extra low because there's a lot of energy changes happening within the collective, and it was just very overwhelming for a few days, and I had to balance that out. And afterwards I was like, never would I let that go. No way. So yeah, I guess that's all I want to share for today. I hope you all have a beautiful, amazing day, listening to ourselves, our needs, giving ourselves something that gives us pleasure, whether it's a 2-minute little action or an hour or the whole day. Do something for ourselves, nurture our own hearts, and much love to your day. Thank you. Bye.